Satisfactory 1.0 has come out, and I think Co and I have had our life taken over by this game.
Dude, I found my first SAM deposit 5 minutes before drop frames.
Oh, okay. See, I found that days ago.
Chat was flipping out. They're like, oh my God, your QL life is going to change. Like, I don't even know what SAM stuff does.
Huh, okay.
And like, oh my, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so Satisfactory, this game has been in development since 2019, finally hit 1.0. It's been good ever since it was in early access, but now it's now it's out. Now it's 1.0. And it is a behemoth of a game. God, is it ever. I think, Co, what are you, 30? It's hard to track because we had early access time to it.
Oh,
what is my...
I'm 30-ish hours in, I think.
It says 40 hours on my playtime, and I think 30 hours of that is in the current save. I'll probably go, if I try to get all the way through the game, it'd be 100 hours easy. I just hit tier 5 last night.
Nice, congrats, man. I'm not even at T3.
Dude,
Jeez.
don't rush, because I hit tier 5 and like my brain just kind of stopped. You start unlocking things or looking at stuff, and you're just like, I'm staring at the screen like, I don't know what to do. Like I know what to do, but I don't know how I'm going to, like, you have to, I've basically approached this game as like a fucking product manager, at least in my playthrough, because we have different people coming in through the playthrough. And so every single day I'm assigning different projects to people. And like when I log off for the day, I use the in-game to-do list. So when I log in tomorrow or later today, I have an entire list of things that I need to accomplish in the order that I need to accomplish them, and how I'm going to potentially...
There's an in-game to-do list?
Yeah, you can add things to a to-do list and then customize
I know
it
you can
out.
add stuff from the blueprints, but I didn't...
You can, there's a full-on notes section where you can just type things and it'll stay up on like a quest tracker in WoW would be.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you can do that on the Steam overlay too.
Yes, I was using the Steam overlay and was like, chat was yelling at me like, just use the thing in game. You don't need to use Steam overlay.
Okay.
So yeah, I just have all that shit. And the other thing too is I don't know if we have an emote. Chat basically yelled at me to get this emote, Co, because I handcraft a good amount of things. And so now we've got this fucking emote in our chat.
Is it the dink emote?
It's Dink Dink Dink, which is a 7TV one.
I got a code dink, dude.
Well, you have is yours the Dink Donk, or is it we sound really silly right now talking.
We sound really dumb.
Yeah, mine is the actual little manual handcrafting thing in the game.
Oh, no. Mine is a little cat shaking a bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. But it's just because a lot of stuff I don't have like fully automated
and stuff, yeah.
And so like, oh fuck, I need to get X amount of copper or X amount of wire or whatever it is.
See, I've been playing the game wrong.
Yeah?
Because I do handcraft, but I generally don't do that. And then I'll spend like 45 minutes setting up some like real basic early game thing. And then I'll just be like, cool, now I gotta wait for like 2 hours. I could have just handcrafted this all in 30 minutes. But
that's what I'm saying. That's why I fucking handcrafted all. And chat's like, why aren't you automating this? Why aren't you? It is because it's going to take me like 5 minutes to just hit spacebar once and talk to chat. But you're doing it probably the right way.
I'm doing it the wrong way. Yeah. I'm doing it the right way, but I'm not doing it the smart way.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people kind of skip early game tiers and progression to get to like the stuff that really does require automation and time, the stuff that actually needs it. So like one thing that was huge in my playthrough is I probably spent 3 hours messing with like biofuel and setting up stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, dude, just rush coal. Just go get coal. And I was like, nah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then I got coal and was like, oh, I see what you all mean.
I was told to rush
I
coal.
Definitely should have just done that. So things like that, you know.
I cheated a little bit with coal though, because I brought in a ringer. We brought in Sips.
I heard.
And that motherfucker, holy shit! Like
really a coal baron in a previous life or something.
We had Bruce Green step in, and he did 5 hours on one coal plant that was it was just fucked at the end of the day. Like it was just it produced what we needed it to produce, but it did it in the worst fucking possible ways that a human brain could somehow manage to make a thing produce that.
Next time when you come to class with this information, we need screenshots and visual aids. I need to know what it looked like.
Hold on, I got it.
I need to know. I need to see the pre sips.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see here. So this is green energy right here from old Bruce.
And he's working on coal?
Yeah, we call it, his last name's Green, so it's green energy.
I know.
This is Bruce's little thing right here. You can kind of see that we got some different splitters and some things
we
on
got
the ground.
I mean, it looks okay. It's 3 to 8. Your 3 water to your 8 production. You got your coal mines going.
You know,
I mean, it's a bit of a mess, but it looks functional.
it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Sips, who has I don't know how many hours. Easy 1,000, maybe 10,000. He did like a 3-month playthrough of Satisfactory on his stream, and got all the way to like tier 9. He showed up, and in under an hour did that. Like 100% peak performance. Everything's fluid. There's no issues whatsoever. It is just like, it's rock solid. And that's where all my power is coming from right now.
He's got too many water things going. You're wasting power.
Well, no.
Yeah.
He future-proofed it. So if I want to add on more coal.
Future-proof is waste.
No, man, he could have cut down one of these water things, 100%, but it's future-proofed. Because if I overclock these,
I bet he didn't even downclock them.
I don't think he actually.
I'm kidding completely. That looks fantastic.
I don't think he downclocked it.
So
he might have downgraded them to 75, to be honest.
What it looks like he may have done is it looks like he separated 2 and 3. Can you use 2 overclocked waters for 8 power plants? Is that a thing, chat?
You might be able to.
Because maybe you can do that. I know you can do. I think it's 3 standard going to 8 standard. So if you OC them, he also has 12 gens, so he'd need 3 anyway. But that's cool, man. That looks glorious. The piping is
dude. He did it in under an hour, and he's like, "Hey, I'm done," and I'm like, "What? You're done? What do you mean?" I walk over, and he's like, "Yeah, it was pretty simple." And so he logged out right here. I've had Bruce, Max.
I'm sorry. Apparently, people in chat are saying that saw him. He was building for a 16. Okay.
Yeah.
So all the other infrastructure is set up for 16, not 8 or not 12. That's there.
That makes sense. Chat probably knows more about it than me because I was doing other things at the same time, and he was just kind of quiet. But yeah, we've had.
It's only 2 water for 8 power. Chat. Okay, never mind. We'll talk about this later.
The funny thing is, what you're doing right now is that's how those streams are, and that's how the game is.
Yeah.
The game is a lot of sitting there drinking virtual coffee or real coffee, and going, is that 4? What's the output on? So if I go and get that, and I bring it here, and the speed of that belt is 120, and
you can do what I did
and
today.
I split that by 40, then it's 40 into there, and the input.
So this belt can hold this many. I've got these mines. So to figure out what mark they are, then I need to upscale and downgrade them so they perfectly do this belt. Then I have to run all the way back to my base. I have to have 3 different things and coal. Got to balance those belt. The output of these 3 need to equal the input of those 5. So I need to add all those together, add these together, figure out which ones I can downclock or overclock, and then make the math fit. And it's great.
It's a fantastic game. If you don't like math, it's a brutal game. There is a calculator in.
They do give you a lot of great in-game tools.
Yeah.
There is a lot of good in-game tools. There should. I was talking about this on stream today. I wish there were a few more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's some things that they could add that could take out a lot of the frustration. Like for instance, imagine if you had a tool and you could hold the tool, you could mouse over a conveyor belt, and wherever you moused over the conveyor belt, it would show you on the left side all of the materials being added and removed and their plus and minus amounts. And on the right side, it would show you all the materials being added and removed and plus or minus amounts. So you could be at your base And you could just look at a conveyor belt and be like, oh, this has 240 copper on it coming from that direction. Like that kind of stuff would be amazing. Because now you literally have to do all that manually. You have to run your ass around, write down or copy down. Okay, this has 20, this has 15, this has 20, that has 30. And then you have to run all the way out to your minds. Okay, that's producing that much. That like, it's just tedious. It's tedious. So I feel like there's room for making that smoother and more intuitive. Because here's the thing. The QOL in this game is phenomenal. And it's very, very clear that they want the QOL to not get in the way of the creative building. So in a lot of games, you have to ask yourself, where is the QOL that the developers want and where is it too much? And I feel like they still have some ground to cover before it gets to too much.
That's true. I would agree with that.
But I mean, the stuff that's there is phenomenal. And I will say that Satisfactory does some stuff in QOL that no other games do, which is awesome.
Yes.
So there's a lot there.
The community and the feedback they got definitely contributed, if not is the reason for all that, as well as their ability to take all of the noise and, turn that into actual information.
Satisfactory is yet another amazing early access product. This is a game that had an early access period, fully utilized it by devs that were listening, that were constantly adjusting their game based on their community feedback. Like some game devs just completely squander or use EA for PR stuff. These guys used EA like Larian Studios. These guys were like, let's do an EA and let's use it to make the absolute best game possible. And now that they're at 1.0, this game is awesome.
Yeah,
it is awesome.
Well, it also speaks to like how good the game is. 150,000 reviews, 96% positive.
Yep.
And I think they were almost at 200K concurrents today too. After I think in EA it never got above 30 or something.
Something like that.
It's absolutely insane. Like the success they're seeing now, all deserved, 100% deserved.
Yeah, yeah. It's just fantastic. Or Zeke, we were talking about losing hours. This game also it has that magic game, or that thing that games have like magic, where time just.
There was
dissolves.
this one guy on YouTube who has been religiously following my Wukong playthrough, like begging me to finish it.
Okay.
And he is also a Satisfactory player because when he saw on the first episode of the Satisfactory, or it was like one of the early episodes, he was like, Ko's never going to go back to Wukong, is he? We're done. Like he's cooked. Like this is it. He found Satisfactory and this is his life now. And I am never going to see the end of Wukong.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's ridiculously accurate.
Yeah.
Hey, I know I'm going to finish Wukong properly.
You've been doing that in the afternoons, I think, right?
Yeah,
Wukong?
Here and there.
Okay.
And then Satisfactory happened.
Yeah. True.
So, well, first it was Core Keeper, then it was Satisfactory, but it's all the things. But no, I do want to finish Wukong. I'm still having a great time. So
I still need to play
guy
that.
on YouTube, I will finish it one day.
Zeke, you're going to play that offline, you said, right? For Wukong? That's an offline one? But you are going to play it?
Oh, me? Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you guys have been talking for about 20 minutes about Satisfactory.
Yeah.
And I understand that this isn't probably the focus or the point of the game. But what's the point of the game?
Oh, God.
It's funny enough. Hold on. I finished Infinite Wealth, thank you. I just didn't do the side stuff. Different. Anyway.
We finish games around here. I surround myself with people that finish games, chat. Okay?
I have 5 ongoing playthroughs currently.
But
I don't want to talk about it.
We have finished games and surround ourselves by game finishers. My chat's getting real uppity with me about this lately.
Okay.
It's getting real defensive in here. Anyways.
I don't frankly know how you can be a streamer and not finish games. I thought that was illegal. Yeah, no, but anyway, so it's interesting because we've come up with this random term called basically sandbox boss rush. And that is the genre of Terraria, V Rising, Core Keeper, Valheim, like all the games that just give you this giant sandbox and the only thing to do in it is kill the next boss. That's it. This game is exactly like that. Except instead of bosses, you are doing automated production milestones. Those are your bosses. And that is the game. The goal of this game is to complete the last milestone. And milestones are giant tech increases. They come in phases, which give you the tools to then beat that milestone. And so basically it's a giant sandbox And the only thing you have to do is keep doing the milestones, which go in order from 1 to 9. And then you have beaten the game at that point. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is a giant sandbox. The point of this game is to enjoy playing it. That is the point of this game. It's huge in exploration, huge into building. There's constantly more to do, constantly something to optimize or work on. There are threats, but there is no ever-present threat. There are no time limits. There are no calendars. There are no giant bosses bearing down on you. Nothing is going to come to your base and attack you. And I made a thoughts video about this because one of the things of feedback I keep seeing in this game is it looks overwhelming. This looks too much. I would never, they look at like my base and they look at this and they go, I would never have any idea how to build something like that. And my answer to them is, that's okay. Like, the beautiful part about this game is you don't have to know anything when you come in. And most importantly, you can take all the time in the world experimenting and testing. Like, that's how I made this, is just a whole lot of trial and error. And it's really easy and intuitive to do in this game. And again, most importantly, no time limit, no bosses, just take it at your own pace. It's a super chill, fun kind of learning, exploration, discovery experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, and that's I think that's the biggest turnoff for me is
No real
games
goals?
like you were talking about, like V-Rising and those kind of games. I enjoy playing those games, and they take me, like everyone else, they take a bunch of hours, but there's always some challenge to look forward to in the form of like something to face, to fight. Pal World was very similar to that. V-Rising, Valheim, like they all had the next thing to defeat, but it was an action thing to defeat.
Yep.
This one seems like
It's paper.
the only
paper.
adversary is yourself.
Yes, kind of. Now,
Yeah.
I will say
Now,
though,
let
I
me
will
ask
say
you a
this.
question.
Let me say this
Go
real quick.
Okay.
There is a lot of funny world lore. There is a story. You are sent there to terraform the planet
Yeah, maybe
because
not so
Earth
funny.
is dying, and you are basically like you're there to try to make a planet habitable so they can get there. There's a lot of weird things that happen. There's a very funny narrator named Ada. Like she's just like she says a lot of actually just straight up funny things. Like when you discover something, she'll have like funny quips. Like there is a social experience in this game. It's not just all cut and dry math and building. That being said, I mean it's mostly that. but there is that other stuff in there as well.
Yeah. Look, Zeke, if you want to come,
This game won't be for everyone. I mean, let's be real. This is not a game for everyone.
Yeah, Zeke,
But it's a lot of fun for those that it is.
if you want to show up and work on Satisfactory for an afternoon, you let me know. We're always looking for new people. Okay.
Wait. So you've been bringing in contractors to
Yes.
build different things.
Yeah.
But JP, I don't know if you brought in a trainee yet
Well, we had Max.
that needs to be put in charge of something that is way above his pay grade.
We put Max in charge of steel production yesterday, and by God, Max
that go?
fucking crushed it. He did a great job. We've got, I think it's 360 steel a minute right now flowing into the
Not bad.
place. Now
Okay.
that whole area of the map is blocked off, and we're not going to allow people to go and look at it. But by God, we've got all the steel. We've got all the steel we need. That's all. We've got it all. We're just not
Now-
going to go and tour the
Okay.
facilities of Sombrero Bro Steel. So
Sombrero Bros?
Sombrero Bro Steel.
Sombrero Bros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, like sombrero, but with a bro at the
Doesn't
end.
roll off the
Sombrero-
tongue,
sombrero.
but I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's
quarantine.
a lot of bus sounds.
Yeah.
Now,
Ask
How I
JP to show
usually
you the
play
underside
games-
of his base. Sorry, Zeke, go ahead.
how I usually play games of this nature is I absolutely like complete the bare minimum and then go on to the next thing. Is that like,
Totally. Not only is that okay to do, but in some cases you will progress faster doing that.
Okay.
So you like there are two different ways to. There's three different ways to play this game. Three distinct different ways. The first one is just bumble through it, doing what you need to do, whatever you want to do. Right. Everything's going slow. You're building slow. It's slow. Whatever. That's fine. Play that game out. And there's the way I'm playing it, and that is having fun in the automation. I am enjoying building things, knowing I'm only going to use them for like another hour. I'm not future-proofing a lot of stuff and I'm planning on rebuilding a lot of stuff. A lot of folks play it that way. It's great. Then there's a third way to play, an objective-based game. Screw things looking good.
Yeah.
Screw anything being the only thing you're doing is getting those milestones. That is honestly how many streamers play. Like that is like probably half the streamers that I went to are not meticulously making sure their pipe right angles are fine and that everything. They're just doing what they need to do to get that working. There's this term called spaghetti that you'll hear a lot in this game. And spaghetti is when you basically just like you look down and there's just things coming in from everywhere. Things are just working, but they're all over the place. Nothing's straight. It's just all over the place. I would argue that's probably the majority of bases in this game. And it's totally fine. It's totally fine. So you do not need
I've heard that in relation to coding, like spaghetti code.
Yes. Yeah. Same terminology.
Same premise.
Yeah.
It's great, but it's also a game for people that want this stuff. You don't. It's not for everyone. It's a great thing to remember for sure. I've been looking for this, and I think Co as well, since we played it a long time ago in early access, and we both said like 1.0 is where we will play it, and that's.
And here we are, and we're playing it, and it's awesome. Yeah. I think my only concern is that I'm a little worried at the sheer girth of this game.
Dude, I don't like.
I want to get to milestone.
I don't think.
Dude, I want to get to milestone 9. I want to beat this game, but I also have 5 open playthroughs right now. So it's like I'm sitting here like, I'm still figuring out how I'm gonna do that. I might just casually play this for like 2 years.
Tier 5. Is
that how we do it?
Hitting tier 5 and hitting tier 6, I had my mind fucking blown,
expanded,
and those are tier 5, and there's 9 tiers.
Yeah.
And so the idea of like what I'm doing, like what you're, it's crazy to me to think that like what we're seeing here on screen is less than a percentage of what you will actually have to do. Like it's such a weird thing to convey to people, the scale of how big the game actually is, because I don't even know how to do it. And people in chat, anytime I build something or complain like, oh my God, I need 3,000 of this, the common thing in chat is like, he don't know what a big number is. Like, he doesn't know how to count to 1 million yet. It's just like, Jesus Christ, like how big is this game gonna get? So we'll find out.
Man.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Yeah,
but it's a great ride, dude. It's so much fun. Like I actually ended up going the factory route before I knew what that was. So I now have this like, the base of it starts 12 stories high, and then right now it's 4 floors.
Nice.
And I'm using the floor pass throughs.
Okay.
So like my bottom floor is just a wall of storage things, and then as you go up the floors, you got like the iron floor, copper floor, iron floor, or steel floor, and they all pass down into the individual storage stuff.
Nice.
Totally unnecessary, completely overblown, not needed at all. I had a great time doing it.
Will you be able to have the strength to delete all of that and start over?
Weirdly enough, like I everything I build, I kind of go into it with that. I already made a base and destroyed it. So this is actually base number 2. But that being said, I'm building it in a way to where I'm hoping it's going to be, it is a single structure, but it's kind of modular. So my hope is that I can actually like take things out and reroute them as needed. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but you know, I have a vision. We'll see if the game will let me do the vision or not.
Yeah, I'm sure
I can
we'll be
say
talking
it's
about
like
it for a while.
The one of the best parts about this game, and one of the things that's been the most fun, is going into 1.0 and not knowing, like being somewhat blind to all the stuff they've been working on for the last 2 years. Like at this stage, I'm about where I was when I played early access, but when I played, all the tech was in different places. So like I have stuff now I didn't have then. I just got access to stuff that I had like a tech phase ago in the last one. So it's like it's very interesting and weird and new. But yeah, the amount of stuff in this is just mind-boggling.